Let me tell you about a certain, we talked about fearlessness and how Colin just had this extra commitment that used to make him stand out in the crowd. We had one particular rally, it was Acropolis. I think it was in 2001. Now Acropolis is quite a tough rally, very rough surface. And we'd worked hard on the pace notes back in the early days to allow Colin to drive as fast as he can, but slow enough in rough conditions to protect the car. And we'd kind of perfected that over the years to winning Safari Rally 3 times and Acropolis Rally so many times. But one particular year in 2001, we led after the first day and we were in a battle with our teammate. We led after 2 days, and the last day was made up of 3 stages used twice. One of the stages was 36 kilometers long, quite a long stage, and quite a tough one. But we knew it was quite a key stage for this day. So it was new for this particular year, and we went to do our reconnaissance. And about 600 meters before the finish, there was a junction off on the right. I said, junction straight on. So now Colin is dictating the stage as what he could see and describing the pace notes and what he wanted. So when we came to this junction, you couldn't see it because it was actually in a big dip and the junction was off to the right. But no sooner you go through this dip, you climb up the other side and the road was on the same level. Now this dip, you could probably put 2 cars bumper to bumper in the bottom of it and you wouldn't see them as you drive up. You go down that deep and the distance then probably would be at least another car length, I would say, between the 2 crests. So now we're stopped on this crest and I said, what are you thinking? He said, I think we can jump this. And I said, right, okay. I said, it's a long way across here, Carl. He said, yeah, he said, I think we could jump this. But he said, we'll make the pace notes if we're going down through the dip. So the pace notes went something like caution, medium crest, which is slow speed, and dip, and 6 crest, which was flat out over the top of it. So we did the reconnaissance a second time. Now, we couldn't try this jump on the reconnaissance because we have a restriction on speed. But he could send his father, now Jim at that time must have been very early 60s. When we went off to do the shakedown of a rally car, Jim took our recce car, went back to the same spot with his co-driver, left the co-driver at the junction, and Jim came flat out down the road to wave him over this jump, you see. So anyway, he jumps, he tries it, jumps, and the front end of this Escort Cosworth buries itself right on the top of the crest, smashes the front off the car, bends the cross member, the wheels come back, the radiator's split. Anyway, there's a fair bit of damage, so I have to ring up the HQ. Can you send a trailer? Can you come pick us up? The car's wrecked. So we do our shakedown, we get back to service, and our team boss, Malcolm Wilson, says, Nick, tell me about this jump or dip on the on Zella stage. And I said, yeah, I said, it's quite a long way across. I said, Colin thinks he can jump it. And I said, why do you ask? I said, how do you know about that? And he said, well, they've just given me $5,000 worth of damage on the front of this Escort, your recce car. I said, what do you think, Mark? Oh, he said, I'm going to leave him to it. I'm going to leave him to it. Went to see Jim and Colin, who were chatting about it. And I said, what do you think then, Jim? And he said, well, he said, to be fair, in the rally car, he said, you'll be carrying a lot more speed than I would be in the Escort. So I said, you probably have a good chance of doing it. So having led the first day, second day, first time we use this stage, right, what are we going to do on this jump? Now we're on the start line and I'm just thinking, right, I need to prepare myself. Tell me, what are we going to do? He said, I don't know. He said, I'm going to see how I feel when I get there. Oh, thank you very much. So I reset the trip meters so I know exactly where it is. I know it's on the last page to the pace notes, so off we set. So we're going through the stage and everything's going fine. Our teammate retires in the stage because we had some timing boards to tell us exactly what we're doing on the splits. So we knew he was out, so the rally was ours. So I thought, right, that's going to change his mind probably. So we come down these hairpins round this long 4 left opens, wall outside, and 6 left over crest, and 6 jump 100. 6 crest 100, caution, medium crest and dip, and 6 crest 70. Now I'm waiting for a big braking session, but all I could hear was speed was up, no braking, right, just hold on. Next minute, he launches this car in the air. So the front of the car gets over the jump, but the back wheels caught the top of the crest. Bounced the back end up in the air. So now we're on the nose, and then it falls sideways, and he's going down a ditch on opposite lock. Gravel flying, spectators running like hell from the left-hand side. Round is flat right, long flat left, 100 over finish to stop. So now we're coming into the stop line, and you know, I said, dear. I said, that was a bit close, wasn't it? I said, we won't be doing that this afternoon. He said, no, he said, I think I've got the line wrong, he said. This afternoon, he said, we're gonna have to try it further to the right. Now, to give you some idea, on that stage, we did it again in the afternoon, and while the bump and what have you wasn't so severe, his brother, who was competing for Hyundai at the time, retired that morning and went to spectate because he knew what we did. Nobody else jumped that in the rally, only Colin. Colin saw it. Now, what do you think how much quicker do you think we were? It's a very difficult thing. Now, a lot of people would have varying ideas of what was quick or not, but on the watch, timing us into view and out of view, and a competitor, the brakes went down through the bottom and up. We were 2 seconds quicker. So it only goes to show Colin's way of getting extra time, while it gave him an extra 2 seconds, in reality, was it worth the risk? And I think that's what made Colin the people's favorite, because he would just push to the max and just do things that were completely off the wall. But it was that gives you a good idea of how Colin McRae was as a driver.